What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be covering how we actually go about attracting clients to us, right? And what is attraction marketing, because it's a term that gets thrown around a lot, and I built my entire agency all around this concept of attraction marketing, right? Incorporated attraction media, and yeah, that's kind of what we do. So let me just show you exactly what attraction marketing is and how you can start using it for your agency or coaching business. Before we start, I have a link to a free case study in the description below. That's around 25 minutes long if you want to go and check that out. Again, it's completely free, all about how to leverage organic social media and marketing automation to go ahead and sign new clients. So if you want to check that out, again, it's completely free, then do so in the link below. But let's get right into it. So attraction marketing, right? What is it? It's essentially around finding your community online, right? And marketing to them through organic methods, or you can go the paid advertising route, right? So let's just say we focus on three main platforms, because if you are an agency, or if you run an agency, sorry, or you are a coach, for example, your main three platforms, I imagine, are going to be Facebook, so I'll put an FB here, LinkedIn, I'll put an LI, and perhaps Instagram as well, but also YouTube. So either IG or YouTube. I'll just use IG for this example. However, Instagram was never really part of my main strategy, if I'm perfectly honest. So essentially what we have here, right, is we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, and we have Instagram, right? And on these platforms, right, are our ideal clients. So we have people congregated on each platform. So on Facebook, there are a lot of people in your sort of typical business niche, right? Because a lot of people are on Facebook. I mean, most of the world is on Facebook, right? So if you are helping gym owners, for example, or you coach a certain type of person, for example, 30 to 40-year-old males, for example, then again, they're likely going to be on Facebook, right? LinkedIn, very similar. In fact, LinkedIn is going to be a lot more professional. So for example, if you target real estate agents, for example, then you may find more luck going down the LinkedIn path, right? However, I found that pretty much everyone that's on Facebook and LinkedIn, like, they're kind of interchangeable, right? LinkedIn is just a lot more professional, which is why I quite like LinkedIn. But yeah, moving on, Instagram, again, a younger demographic. However, a lot of people moving on to it. So perhaps if you target teenagers, for example, Instagram is probably the way to go, which is why you see a lot of like Shopify courses and whatnot, like how to make money online. They sort of target this younger generation, like the 16 to 21-year-olds who are kind of in that mind frame of like, okay, I can probably get rich quick doing this, when in reality, is not really the case. But I'll leave that for another video. So essentially, these are where our ideal clients congregate, right? And that's essentially what we need. So our goal is to basically have very niche profiles, right? So our Facebook profile should be very niche down to exactly who we help and how we do it. It's same with our LinkedIn profile, and same with our Instagram, or same with our YouTube, right? But YouTube, I guess, is a bit more broad. But yeah, LinkedIn and Facebook are probably your main targets, right? So we have people on these platforms, right? And they're scrolling about doing their daily thing, right? And what they basically encounter, and what we want them to encounter, right, is our content marketing strategy, so our content schedule. And thankfully, these can be quite interchangeable. Although the platforms are fairly different, you can go ahead and use some of the same concepts and post on Facebook as you can on LinkedIn. However, I'd advise just changing around some of the wording. So again, these can both be quite interchangeable, just saves you a lot of time. So what I typically aim for is around 5 posts per week, although you can do every day. How many is that? Like 6? Yeah, that's 6. But you see what I mean, right? So let's just say, for the example, we're doing 6 posts per week where we're not posting on Sunday. And typically what we do is we post value posts and business posts, right? So a value post is essentially you're not asking for anything. There's no call to action. And if you're in the LinkedIn domination program, I give you this whole calendar schedule, which you can go ahead and use, along with actual call to actions you can put in place in your post to actually gain traction, right? So let's just say we do value posts and personal posts. So we have, for example, a value post there, value post there. We have a personal post there, a value post, and a personal post. Now, a value post, again, some of these will have call to action, some of them won't. And a call to action, for example, could be like our case study. It could just be like an email form, for example. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but something along those lines, right? And it basically wants to drive back to that, right? Because this is essentially our way of actually getting clients, right, and making money, right? So we're adding people on the daily. Facebook, I recommend about 30 per day in your niche, right? And you can find these people in Facebook groups, for example. LinkedIn, I shoot for between 40 and 50. But again, it depends, because sometimes I go about the personal message route, right? Where I actually go ahead and send invitation requests, right? So we have value post, personal post, and it'll be something similar for our LinkedIn profile, right? With the whole objective of getting people towards these call to actions, right? Because that's essentially what we want to do, because that's how we make money at the end of the day, right? And our personal posts are literally just to build rapport. So if I just put an R there for rapport, it's a terrible R. So rapport, so it's sort of just showing people that you're human. And I literally just did one about 10 minutes ago on my Facebook, so I'll show you what I mean by that in a second, right? So this is basically attraction marketing, right? But what we want, what we want, right, to make this work best is an optimized profile, because this is essentially how we're actually going to go ahead and get these clients, right? So imagine this is your Facebook profile, right? You have your picture here, you have your cover photo here, right? You have your bio, and you have a few links and stuff like that. And then this is where your content is, right? So all of this stuff here is your content. Our cover photo, I use something like Canva, and I basically explain what I do very briefly. Profile image, Facebook, you want to keep it nice and personal. But LinkedIn, you want to keep it very business oriented. So I'll show you what I mean again in a second. Your bio should just explain your I help statement. So I help niche get result through method. So I help. Links here, you want to either link your case study, or just link your business page, for example. So BP for business page. And then this is essentially our content, right? So all from here will essentially go in this section here, right? So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you. In fact, what I'll do is I'll move it out here if you want to go ahead and screenshot that or something like that. It may help you. So just to get sort of a foundation, we have our Facebook, our LinkedIn, our IG, we have our content schedule throughout the week, we have our optimized profile, and I'll show you what I mean by that right now. So moving into our Facebook, right, again, I literally just did a post like 10 minutes ago. This one's getting quite good engagement, and I thought it would be, because it was essentially quite a personal post, basically about like my first failed business about 3 years ago, which is quite cool. So getting a lot of engagement, and essentially the plan is we keep doing posts like these throughout the week, along with other posts. And to be honest, some posts get good engagement, others don't. It's all just a testing game. Like this one got 2, this one got 7, 7 or 8. I had one with about 30 down here somewhere. So yeah, so you can see some get like 2. This one got like 24, something like that. So again, it's all just a testing game. It's an iterative process, but essentially our goal is to get people onto our profile, right? So we do these content posts, right? We add people from Facebook groups, and we add people who are in our niche, right? They're basically scrolling through their feed. They'll come across me. They'll see like, oh, this guy's quite cool. They'll see what I do. They'll see who I help. Hopefully they go ahead and grab my case study, right? Which again, I've linked below because it's quite helpful. They see that I'm a person of value, and they want to listen to me more, right? We've got all our results and stuff like that from consulting clients and coaching calls I've done in the past, just to show that I know what I'm talking about with this stuff. And yeah, it's a powerful strategy, guys. Like, start doing organic marketing, because it's seriously a very fast and effective way of gaining clients, regardless of what niche you are in. And I did go ahead and do this in the martial arts niche as well, which I'm sure if you're a old subscriber, you probably know about. So that's Facebook. Again, LinkedIn, very similar sort of concept, right? I basically explain what I do, but we can't have a link, so I say see our free case study below. I do change this quite a lot, just because again, it's an iterative process and I want to see what works best. So we have our case study links here, and again, I have a bunch of different results and testimonials. And content schedule, again, is kind of the same thing, right? We're posting regularly, building up our followers, right? And again, this one was interchangeable between IG and YouTube. So I'm just going to show you YouTube. What I did is I actually ranked a YouTube video called How to Run Facebook Ads for Your Martial Arts School in 2019, right? So I did this, 2018, but I just switched that around because it still works, right? And yeah, this basically gets us I mean, this got me and still does get me quite a lot of inquiries for our martial arts services. So I just have a form, or I say connect with me on Facebook, and this is my highly optimized martial arts school profile, right? Which, to be honest, I don't really use much anymore. It's just something I did back when I was doing this niche quite heavily and getting some good results, right? So that's that. Um, and yeah, I went ahead and I ranked that one first. So as you can see, it's first. And just to prove it, I'll just refresh this. So if someone types in how to run Facebook ads for a martial arts academy or school, I come up right there at the top, right? Which is essentially where we want to be, because it just shows you as the most authoritative person in this niche, right? Um, so yeah, guys, I believe that's pretty much everything from this video. I hope this was quite helpful. Again, go ahead and check out our case study and links in the description below if you want to grab some more value from me and start learning a bit more. So again, I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.